Watching the breakfast show, and now we're moving on to some more science things going on here in Egypt. Recently, a lecture entitled "The Landing of the Largest Space Shuttle on Mars" was hosted by the Society of Physics students at the American University in Cairo. The title is very interesting. We don't really know the details of it, but that's why we have our guest today, who is the president of the Society of Physics students at the AUC, Taha Selim. He's going to talk to us about this lecture, what it entails and what it really means, and also he's going to talk to us about an event that took place on the same day, which was the launching of the first Egyptian online science radio. So there are a lot of developments here on the scientific field. Taha Selim, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hi, it's my pleasure.
Taha, Reem and I are huge science buffs. Don't we love science?
Absolutely.
But we're going to need you to sort of simplify the language for us. Could you tell us more about this whole event?
Okay. First of all, NASA was seeking for the discovery of the surface of the other planets in our solar system. We are not alone. We live in a planet, and this planet is a part of a huge system. It's called the solar system. And the astronaut and the space scientists are trying to find life options and life facilities on the other planets. The event was about Curiosity. Curiosity is the largest space shuttle launched by NASA to explore the surface of Mars and find the sources of water, mainly.
The name is very interesting, Curiosity.
Yes.
Right, I know.
The scientific code
and it takes a lot of curiosity for you guys to kind of develop and go into these researches and stuff.
Yes, and actually the most fascinating thing is that it is made by youth only, by young scientists. They are dreaming to find water on Mars and study Mars, because Mars represents the future of Earth. So by studying Mars, we can know more and more about the future of Earth, and we can avoid disasters can happen by environmental problems and other things.
This brings me to a very interesting question that everyone has been thinking about. Can there really be life on Mars?
Maybe in,
So should I start packing my bags?
maybe someday.
No, but have you guys, discovered things on Mars? Is there water? What kind of life is on there? What does this planet entail? Especially because this was kind of the topic of your lecture.
Yes, it's like some areas of ice on Mars, and this indicates that Mars was in some day filled with life. And by studying this ice and knowing what's happened to Mars, we can know if some life was going on Mars before, and the end of this life we can know more about. Also, by studying this ice, we can know if in the future Mars can come back to life again, or we can make some artificial treatment to Mars and bring it to life again, because Mars represents the future of Earth. If we make the global warming happen to Earth on Mars, we can bring Mars to life. But this takes whole years to study first and then to propose the solution.
I'm a bit scared. Mars is, could you explain to me that sentence more with regards to the Mars being the future of Earth? Because I don't want Earth to end up looking like Mars. So in that sense, what had happened to Mars to make it from a habitable area to what it is now?
And it's called the red planet. So, it's known to be very hot. So
actually, in the past, Earth and Mars was the same thing, and some scientists thought that they are connected to each other, because we have areas in our deserts are similarly or likely the deserts in Mars. So the similarity between Mars and the Earth indicates that Earth and Mars was like one system, or just one planet, and by some reason they are separated from each other. But Mars continued to evolve more and more rather than Earth, so it represents the future of Earth by a couple of hundred of years. But scientists think that Mars was have no life anymore because Mars had like the volcanoes had stopped work. So they couldn't provide the enough heat for the planet. So the whole planet was frozen, and after frozen, all life has vanished from the planet.
So tell me about the name of the lecture, the landing of the largest space shuttle on Mars.
About the choosing of the title, or
the event, and who organized it, who was part of it?
Does this mean you guys are planning a space shuttle to land on Mars, or is this to discuss a space shuttle that has landed on Mars before and what their findings were?
Actually, me and our team, we are interested in space sciences, especially the scientific research satellites, because those satellites have the ability to have observations from other planets, and we can make some analysis for the photos received by those satellites, and we can know more and more about the distant planets from Earth. When we heard about Curiosity and its mission, we called Dr. Essam Heggy. Dr. Essam Heggy is a young Egyptian scientist, worked in the Jet Propulsion Lab in NASA. And Dr. Essam Heggy welcome to come to us and give a lecture to our team, and spread this lecture to the whole Egyptian youth from all universities. So we make the event like Iftar with scientists, so we can have the Iftar with him, and we talk about science and his personal life, and his moving in career and shifting from Egypt to USA and the other countries. And then after Iftar, we had the public lecture, and in the public lecture he explained in details the Curiosity mission and what is the meaning of Curiosity, the exploring of water on Mars, the observations made by NASA to know more about water and the water amount. If there are any chances in the universe to be water on to have water on other planets, this main object of NASA's today. But the main thing in the lecture is that Dr. Essam represents like a special character for people. So he inspired them about how the Egyptian can live the dream and make it true.
So it must have been very exciting for all the science fans.
Yes, this is most excited thing. And we had like 30. We have like 350 people yesterday attending the lecture. This is
wow, that's a big lecture.
Yes, this was amazing.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Also, what sounds amazing is this radio, scientific radio you guys are planning. So this is like a sort of means to share science all around. Could you tell us more about this?
And it's the first online science radio here in Egypt.
Yes, yesterday we got the chance because Dr. Essam Heggy is giving the lecture. So we made the opening of our radio in that day. This radio is the first science online radio in Egypt, and it is like science oriented, so we can hear music, hear songs, but with some news about science, interviews with scientists, fun physics and fun science, programs like Breakfast with Einstein.
That's really smart. So what does this radio aim to do? What does this radio station aim to do? Is this because you guys see a lack of Egyptian interest with regards to science?
I think that most of the problems of the society came from the lack and from the limited awareness of culture and about science. This lack in culture makes the society the ordinary man cannot deal with things very good. Like if I have a laptop and I don't know how to use it, so after 1 year or maybe less, this laptop will be broken, or I will destroy the Windows or the operation system. But if I know how to deal with the laptop, this laptop can live with me about six years. So it's about how to deal with life, with devices in home, to deal with us, to deal with the ordinary problems in traffic and in streets and in anything. All about scientific awareness and scientific culture. If we increase the scientific culture in society, we can increase the way and the style of life in Egypt. And this is the main goal of the radio. It
And
is
how
to
can people
increase
find this radio
scientific
online?
awareness. We like provided some servers to launch the radio online, and actually we started to make some live broadcast yesterday, but by the next week the radio will be full operated.
Is there a web address that you have, you guys have yet? Or
no,
kind of let people know
not
how
like,
to get online to
but
get the
they
radio?
can get
Yeah,
it from
because we
our
want to get
Facebook
online,
page.
Rima and I. We're science buffs now.
They can get it from our Facebook page because we provide the links directly. It is AUC SPS, Society of Physics Students. So if anyone go to this this Facebook page, he will find the links and he can follow the links to the radio.
So the Facebook page of the Society of Physics Students, you can find the online science radio.
Yes. And this radio will provide some career chances, news about scholarships, will attract people to work with us. We need to recruit more people to join our team. So anyone have ability to present something, he can join our radio and present his own idea, his own program for people. And all students will listen to him.
We've come to the end of our segment, but I'd just love to ask you one last question because I'm so interested. I like the fact that you had previously mentioned how science can be used to sort of change the culture overall. Can you sort of tell us more about that thing really quickly before we end the segment, because that was really interesting.
Okay. Actually, when I was in first year in my high school, I wrote a book in physics, and it is about the space. It's about space and cosmology. I mentioned and stated some facts about geometry of the universe and the general relativity. This was in academic manner. But recently, after I studied theater in my university and some courses in media, I shifted to use theater to serve science. So we established the first science theater in Egypt, and we actually presented some plays on live stage, so people can have plays about Islamic world and about Aristotle, about Einstein, about everything. And this combined by Oriental music and Western music and some live songs. Recently, we established the radio to present science people in simplified manner, so people can listen to fun programs, can listen to music, but they actually can listen to scientific news, language learning, find some opportunities about careers, scholarships, courses, tutorials about school programs, and anything the student will need and the graduate or the ordinary citizen will find in our radio.
It's very interesting and very impressive, and we're very much pleased to have you.
And very jealous.
Thank you.
Well done, really. And now we're going to go to our handcraft segment, a report with regards to handcraft. And